my god. Oh my. Madden. Another day, another oddball review. That's right, today we're back. We're doing more oddball reviews, which if you don't know, we read reviews that go against the grain. I had a lot of fun last episode, so obviously we're going to continue doing them for this episode. So today we're going to be talking about Elden Ring. I don't know if you know, but Elden Ring was a huge success, probably the most popular Souls-like game ever, I think. Has an insane amount of reviews. I think it's at almost a million reviews on Steam, which is a buck a while, you know what I mean. And yeah, we're going to see why people don't like Elden Ring. Now, some obvious things people aren't going to like, or they're going to say, game's too hard, I keep dying, that stupid horse at the beginning. And I get it, you know. It's not apparent. And if you play the game, it makes it seem like you have to fight that horse at the beginning, but you don't have to fight that horse at the beginning. You can go right around him. People are just get mad. Elden Ring is a weird game where when you play it, you'll be furious. You'll be breaking keyboards, you'll be throwing shit around, and then after completion, it's like, yes, I guess that was a challenging boss fight, but I did enjoy it. It was a good fight. I did enjoy that good fight. As I said last episode, please don't harass the reviewers in this video. Listen, we've all had bad takes, and spoiler, I have a bad take for a game that will probably get me crucified, you know. It'll come out and people will be like, oh my god, he thinks that about this game. Anyways, enough rambling. Let's get to these mother flipping reviews. It's not Garfield Kart. Yeah, fair point, not Garfield Kart. Only good negative comment. I should do positive reviews of Garfield Kart because Garfield Kart's an interesting game someday. Okay. This is the only guy on the internet who cares about the art, the concept art book that you get when you get the deluxe edition. Like, I have never had a collector's edition that's like, hey, you get the soundtrack and also a cool booklet of just art that we use for this game, and been like, wow, I will get that. I will pay $20 extra for that. Never. First sections of this game were fun. I had to go back and play the original Dark Souls a bit just to make sure I wasn't crazy or wasn't simply tired out of the formula. I'm 100 hours in and I still don't know what it means to be tarnished or to be Elden Ring. Well, that was your first mistake. You went to a FromSoft Souls-like and you were just expecting the story to be there like a book. Because you're supposed to get all these random items and you're supposed to look at the little text below and it's like, the fourth king, he actually thought that boiled eggs were overrated. It's like, oh, this king had boiled eggs. I didn't know about that. And then you find another thing that says, actually, the fifth king loved boiled eggs and went against what the fourth king thought. It's like, oh, what? See this lore? There was a fourth and fifth king. Okay, we're catching on. I'm a 65-year-old who grew up with RPGs in the 80s and 90s and The Elder Scrolls. Love those. Play them over and over. ER is not my kind of game. Can't save whenever I like, but you can. The game saves constantly. And fighting is too much like action/arcade. I mean, some people like it, some people don't like it. I'd probably be okay if the difficulty level could be lowered to Old Codger. Okay, I hear you laughing at me all the way at the back. I mean, I am sorry. As for me, I won't be returning, as the ring remains shattered, as will my ego. I'll look for a game called Elder Ring, or Reflexes Are Really Rusty Ring. At least he admits, he's like, listen, I got the arthritis, I don't got the reactions like I used to, sorry. The world has spoken, this game is great. The fact that I didn't like it very much is totally irrelevant, but I value honesty in review. And in this case, being honest means going against the grain. Wow, that's what I said at the beginning. That's kind of daunting as a reviewer. Who amongst you are brave enough to critique the Mona Lisa or Taylor Swift's latest album? I mean, people criticize Taylor Swift all the time. But gotta watch out for those Swifties. Those Swifties, they'll shank a bitch. These sorts of juggernauts are hard to approach, but I've summoned up my courage and I'm ready to be contrarian. Sadly, the story is garbage. Told poorly. And you know this to be true. Because you watched a YouTube video in order to understand it. That's every friggin' Dark Souls game. That's every Dark Souls game. You need a YouTube video to understand what the fuck's going on. Elden Ring honestly just feels like a Dark Souls knockoff. They just slapped a cone of paint, went open world, and called it a day. I mean, they innovated a little bit. You got the techniques. You got like that Frost Slam one. You got a little bit of innovation. And you also got to mount that double jumps. That's, a little bit of innovation. And mechanics were almost entirely rehashed from old titles. Boring. Ultimately, none of my complaints are important. 20 million copies, remember? This review is going to get drowned out by positive reviews from people who had a great 150 hours with this game. And honestly, that's probably for the best. There's clearly something really special here that a lot of people love. And that should be celebrated. But as a FromSoft fan, as an RPG fan, and as a fan of challenging combat games in general, I felt disappointed by Elden Ring. Alright, let's head over to Metacritic. Ungabelamu, et frag mich Anschaft. Would mit den Mission 100 nicht bei das. So, ein Darwin Spiel völlig können. Ist ein nicht as. I'm not even gonna pretend I can read this. Google Translate. Google Translate. Unbelievable garbage. I seriously wonder what is wrong with people these days that can celebrate such a bad game. Not only does it look like the worst garbage, but in many cases it turns out exactly that. Absolute garbage. The only option to pause the game? None. Logically thought out levels? Neither. Instead, you get a chaotic mess that makes no fun or sense. How can something like this be received positively? The gameplay is just frustrating. The graphics are an absolute disaster. Oh no, I want to see what he's talking about. These horrible graphics. Yeah, these graphics, they're pretty terrible. Pretty terrible. Yeah. They should have really went back and been like, yeah, we can go another round on this. And there's no trace of innovation. I really don't understand how anyone can even feel a spark of enthusiasm for such a subpar product. It seems as if no one really put any heart and soul or effort into it, and yet it is celebrated. Incomprehensible. Malware was detected in this game's executable. Install this at your own risk. Oh man. Hopefully, maybe he got it from like a weird website where it was like, by Elden Ring, yes, good game. You pay good price for Elden Ring. The open world is boring. The graphics are outdated. The frame rate is capped at 60. And many graphics and accessibility settings are missing. There should be a difficulty setting for people with physical disabilities like me. But just think about how much more gamer cred you would get. If you don't have any arms and you beat Elden Ring, that's like 20 million gamer cred. That's all the gamer cred in the world. I will never understand why a game like this is so highly acclaimed. Repetitive gameplay that just consenti, as in other games, in continually dying from a boss or until by luck or skill you manage to kill it. Environments, which are beautiful but nothing new, they seem to have copied from Berserk. What? Well, turns out that guy has there is valid claims about Berserk. Music is also beautiful, but by no means is worth a game of the year and a story that is practically non-existent. You know what game of the year? Balatro. Guess how much stories in that? Why should I sit on guides and replay a lot of the time and waste money on empty running? DLC that requires guides. wasting a lot of time replaying. I can't beat the game. About half the players can't beat the game or run DLC, let alone beat it. This equals to theft. I can't be the first boss. You stole my time and my money. The game should be normal, smart, not lazy, stupid, amateur products for fools. Listen, if you enjoyed Erdtree, you're a fool. Why is there people that buy games on PlayStation or Xbox, especially like this? What is wrong with you? On PC, you can have 4K, 60 FPS, and all the Windows functions. Do you play on a 30-inch? Don't you know that they're 50... What does this have to do with Elden Ring? Elden Ring can play on 12 inches if you want it. Don't you know these are 50, 60, 80-inch screens? On PlayStation Xbox, there are regional restrictions to the access of this game's voice acting languages and even subtitles. Well, here you go. I sincerely recommend that people read reviews where the ratings are lower than enthusiastic critics or even bribed because they are real. You want to know exactly what awaits you in the game on which you are spending real time, hard-earned money with which you could help someone do something useful in your life, then read reviews that write about problems. All right, bro. Where are you going with this? It's like, listen, you should read the negative reviews. Also, this negative review, what the hell is wrong with you? You need to change your life around. Manage your finances, all right? Today's games are not at the 10-point level. For example, when I give 10 points, I explain why. And this is very rare, and you have to turn your brain on to decide if it's a true reason. And I tried to write all the shortcomings and problems. Moreover, take care of yourself and your children and not get caught up in the excitement of buying skins and what are you talking about? You're off the script. You're completely off the script, bro. Like, I get it. Your children should eat. If you have children, you should feed them and take them to school and not spend that money on like loot boxes and shit. But there's no loot boxes in Elden Ring. Developers are not your friends. They are looking for ways to encourage you to spend money. But they want you to buy and play the game. There's only 2 things you can buy. Well, 3. But there's 3 things you can buy. You can buy the useless art PDF and soundtrack. You can buy the base game, and you can also buy the DLC, and that's it. They sit in the office, and while you're playing with their toys, they come up with all sorts of tricks to make money from you with the most minimal effort. Let the players sit on guides. Why they try to make it far interesting gameplay. And if you have a problem, they won't care at all. They won't help you. So don't be stupid. Don't buy games at the time of release so you can know what's in it at the moment it's not ready. It may have a lot of bugs and be unoptimized. This is way after they fix the bugs. Wow. Well done. Well done. Worst game I've played in a decade. In 10 years. The claims this developer just bought a What? The claims that this developer bought a click farm and paid for awards seem warranted? Alright. I'm not seeing anything. Hold on. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that even warrants this rumor. Even with 50 mods, this game is just trash. Graphics are disgusting. PS3 level because you have 50 ads installed. HDR never functioned right and RTX does nothing in this game. You can't even widescreen res without bars. Navigation is guesswork because of lazy game design. Not in order to make exploration fun. This bleeds truth. After just an hour of playing. I don't know why he's putting tildes in between these. Without parries and iframes, this game is just a shallow shell. It's made for jocks that are too dumb to play a real RPG and are off break from MADDEN. Oh my god. Oh my. Madden. Listen. If you love Elden Ring, you're secretly a Madden player on the inside. The music, OMG, the music. Did they even try? Suno AI can make better in 5 minutes. Wow, this guy woke up wanting to fight. Legit murder on the ears. What? Wow. The mod community can't even package the folders in the way that they're supposed to be packaged. Well, that's your problem. You put too many mods. Hold on. Let's look up some mods, alright? Here you go. This is what this guy wanted. Easy mode for Elden Ring. How Elden Ring's easy mode ruins the experience. I just want to see the combat. I just want to see a little bit of the combat.
Oh, that's
oh my god, that's what's the point? You're pretty much just turning on God mode. Insanely boring grinding in the game, and there is a lot of it. I mean, you don't have to grind. I can love me some grinded games, but this, it's dumb as hell. You literally just die and respawn on purpose just to grind over at the same fort again, over and over for the first 2 minutes in the game. For hours. Loot is pointless even with Goblin Map. Junk loot is still junk. Punishing weight system for gear and giving the game artificial difficulty instead of the real deal. Every single piece of armor is horribly designed. Not even modders have made any that are appealing. I thought the armor looked good. That's cool. I think that's cool, right? Yeah, these are cool. These are cool armors. Garbage. Not even the modding community can fix that. The enemy AI has auto-aim on melee attacks, meaning there is zero reason to do anything but parry or iframe out. I mean, I don't remember, that doesn't seem, I remember the enemies, like, they're not that crazy. I mean, the bosses are obviously difficult because they want a challenge. I remember, like, general mobs, like, doing just things I thought were completely unfair. I don't know, could be just me. AKA jockstrap gameplay. Do not buy this trash. And I believe that wraps this one up. Again, we had a lot of fun with this one. Surprisingly, the Steam reviews weren't really that crazy. It was just a lot of people mad early on about the day one patch and how it was stuttering, but it looks like they fixed that. Because I don't remember, I beat it on PC, I don't remember any stuttering issues. And yeah, again, try Elden Ring out. Try the DLC, I don't know. And if you don't like it, if you're just having too much of a trouble, like, keep an eye on the timer and, you know, try to refund it in under 2 hours and Steam will refund it. Full price. Although probably nowadays, it's probably not that badly priced. No, but still full-assed priced. That'll do it for this video. Again, please don't harass any of the reviewers in this video. This was all just for fun. And I'll see you guys whenever I do see you. Bye-bye.